Hello, everyone. Brandon from Brandon's Baseball Cards here. Tonight, I wanted to kind of do a deep dive into some rack packs that are legitimate, but that have really, really strange card placement. And I've done some other videos on collation of rack packs. And just to recap, or just in case you've never seen one of my previous videos, collation generally refers to the specific sheets that were cut by tops that appear in specific cells of each rack pack. So, for example, in 1980 tops, any legitimate 1980 tops rack pack will have Ricky Henderson in the header cell, the cell closest to this thing, the header to the rack. Henderson, because of the sheet Henderson was cut from, Henderson will only appear in this cell if it's a legitimate rack pack. Okay, and generally speaking, this is how rack packs work. Certain cards can only appear in certain cells. However, there are some years that collation completely goes out the window. There is no collation, right? And any card can appear in any cell at any time, essentially. Okay, and two of the most notorious years for this are 1984 and 1985 Topps rack packs. And so I'm going to show you three examples that are really, really cool. And one of them is actually a pack that I bought last night that is on its way to Steve Hart to get wrapped. And I'm confident it will get wrapped. But on the surface, if you were to just take a quick glance at some of these packs, you would think, there's no way this is real, right? What about collation? Well, 1984, 1985 Topps, any card can appear in any cell. All of the rules that normally apply to rack packs go out the window. So let's go ahead and look at these three packs. The first, this is a 1984 Topps rack pack, and you will notice that there are two Dave Winfields on top. Okay, this, if collation was correct, this should not happen, right? This should not happen. But because 1984, the card placement is all over the place, there is no collation, we do occasionally get a pack like this that pops up. If you were to see a 1980 Topps Dave, a rack pack with two Dave Winfields on top, run for the hills. It's not real. Because 1980 Topps actually had very strict collation. 1981 had very strict collation, right? Generally speaking, most years of Topps, only certain cards can appear in certain cells. 1984 is completely different, and as a result, we get this really crazy, cool rack pack that has two Dave Winfields on top. Okay, if this wasn't 1984 or the next year I'm going to show you, 1985, you should be very skeptical. We see a similar phenomenon with this 1985. You will see there are two George Bretts on top. This is the pack that I bought last night. That's on its way to Steve Hart now. I'm stoked about this pack. I'm not worried about it. I just want it wrapped. I'm not worried about its authenticity. This happens sometimes with 1985 Topps. When collation goes out the window, once in a while you'll get the same card appearing on top in multiple cells. So it's pretty cool. I'm excited to add this one to my collection. And this third pack I'm going to show you has been authenticated by Steve Hart. One of my rack pack collecting buddies recently bought this and had it authenticated. You will notice, similar to the Brett, 1985 Topps, this is 1985 with two Don Mattingly's on top. Pretty sick. And it can be fun to collect these years because of the fact that you can get some crazy combinations that you just can't get with other years, right? You just don't get this with most years that Topps issued. You just don't get it. So I just wanted to do a quick tutorial on this. Hopefully you found this informative. Please let me know what you think below in the comments. I hope you all have a great weekend. Keep collecting vintage baseball.